Question is on passage of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman.
For what purposes, gentlemen from Washington, seek recognition?
I request a recorded vote.
A recorded vote is requested. Those favoring a recorded vote will rise. A sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote. Have all members voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? On this vote, the yeas are 217, the nays are 199. The bill is passed. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of sharks were spotted just off the shore this morning near Destin, not far from Walton County, Florida, where 3 people were injured in 2 separate unprovoked shark attacks that left a teenage girl and a woman fighting for their lives in the hospital. The 2 attacks happened within 90 minutes of each other in a 4-mile strip of beach in the popular 30A area. Their injuries were severe. The woman had injuries to her midsection and had to have her hand amputated, while the teenagers reported to have had to have a double amputation.
What are they in a frenzy about?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to fall in the water right now.
Maybe minorities, sexual and gender minorities, have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about... That was unnecessary drama. That is not a sign of God's judgment, okay?
Mira. Mira. No te pases de lanza.
¿Estás viendo?
Sí.
Mira. Ahí lo tiene, Naomi.
Mira.
Mira.
No manches,
Mira.
ve.
No. ¿Ve eso? Eso está bien cabrón.
No manches, pa. No, 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 no. Mira. ¡Ay, Dios mío! ¡Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío!
No te pases de lanza.
No. ¡Mira! ¡Oh, no, 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 no! ¡Ve! ¡Ay, Dios mío, ve! ¡No manches, ve!
Mira.
¡Ay, Dios mío de mi vida! ¡No te pases de lanza, ve!
¡La bestia! ¿Qué es esa madre? Mira. ¿Cómo le está haciendo Naomi?
No
Hay que pasarle por encima. Le pasaría por encima, pero... Pero está el señor ahí.
El señor. No te pases.
Miren, 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 miren.
Ay, Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío,
Mira.
¿ve?
Mira.
No te pases de lanza.
¿Estás viendo?
¿Sí?
Mira. Ahí lo tiene, Naomi.
Mira.
Mira.
No manches,
Mira.
ve.
No. ¿Ve eso? Eso está bien cabrón.
No manches, pa. No, 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 no. Mira. Ay, Dios mío. Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío.
No te pases de lanza.
Mira. Oh, no, 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 no. Ve. Ay, Dios mío, ve. No manches, ve. Ay, Dios mío de mi vida. Oh, te pases de lanza, ve.
La bestia. ¿Qué es esa madre? Mira. ¿Cómo le está haciendo Naomi?
No
Hay que pasarle por encima. Le pasaría por encima, pero... Pero está el señor ahí.
Señor. No te pases.
Miren, 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 miren.
Ay, Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío.
Good afternoon. Well, good to see you guys this Sunday afternoon. Who took notice of one of the articles on the homepage? Hopefully you did. It's a huge and serious topic. But I'll tell you what, I have to admit, things have altered far faster than even what I thought. They really have. So, guys, we have mountains of data to cover near the end of this week. Mountains of actual data. In fact, it's something I've never done here at COT before. I'll be doing near the close of the week. That means you guys are going to be bombarded. This time we have to go over facts. You guys have to see the whole picture. Now, the article states, just in case it's not clear, that our North Pole has been moving far faster than anybody ever thought, than anybody suspected, predicted, forecasted. It's already exceeded model tolerances. Due to that, so is the equator. The equator is moving. And to be blunt with you, that means the equator is going to move north 1,290 miles to be exact. That's the estimation right now. That can happen in as little time, right? It's about we're putting that in a gap right now about 1.5 years. That means between that time, the equator is going to be in Kentucky. That's what that means. Kentucky. Now, I hope you guys realize if the equator is in Kentucky, what happens to everything south of the equator and everything north of the equator? This is something that I don't believe anybody counted on. Right? They don't believe that. And if we get geolocked to a larger object out there, you're going to stay that way for a long time, right? Just to keep the harm involved. Now, there's some dynamics we have to cover, right? And a lot of data. Somebody said North Pole had stopped for a bit, I think. No, it started moving actually back in 2007 is when all that data was, in 2006, when the data was being collected and monitored and watched. But all of a sudden, as of this year, last year, it's been on the move, right? So it has already drifted too far. One of the hard parts is that it's very difficult for anybody to tell what the tilt of the Earth is. It's very difficult, right? And they have to rely upon those who have reference equipment to get the reference for that. We are out of sync. Let's put it that way. It's bound to get a lot worse. We're looking for an abrupt movement. See, no one ever thought that the North Pole could move at the speed it moved. No one ever thought it could cover the distance it covered in a very short time, in about a 2-month time period. No one ever thought that. This is something abrupt that no one felt, and that's part of the problem. The Earth will do a physical reorientation to its axis always, right? And these magnetic magnetic forces, we may as well say, or inertia forces, are not going to be very forgiving. Right? They're not going to be forgiving. Anyway, our weather patterns are going to take a big hit on this. You know, that really means if the equator, or say if it were in Texas, you guys do understand that the Mississippi would evaporate. You know that, right? It would boil away. Coastlines on the east and west coast would boil away. You guys understand that? That big wall of water would consume all the southern states, all of them, because the oceans would readjust according to the inertia of the planet's rotation. So that means water levels will abruptly start to shift. I mean, abruptly. And it's something that people will just have to ride out. Now, here's the ironic part. Can you imagine? And it will happen just like this. You'll probably get a report of evacuations in certain areas. Possibly you'll live in one of those areas and you may have 60 days to move north, to relocate, to move north. Because the key would be to stay away from the water band that goes around the earth. You would see it coming slowly. I mean, slowly but surely it would come, right? And so with the hot temperatures. You're looking at temperatures the USA has never seen before. Not in living history. All right? Not in our history. We've never seen that before. Tropical and arid regions, reversing, changing, this, that, and the other. So you're looking at a total change of all topology, essentially, with the change of a tilt. Now, this is not theoretical. That's the problem. This is happening. This is happening, right? This is happening already. In fact, the equator in that big wall of water around the equator of the Earth has already shifted. It's shifted, right? And I'm gonna be careful because I want you guys to see the absolutes of data. The absolute, not some theoretical nonsense, but the absolutes. Because this is a problem, a big problem. As a consequence of these problems, that means everybody who knows about this, they're going to start making moves. Well, let's change that. They already started making moves. And they're going to continue to make those moves. Right? Because our weather patterns all over the earth are going to shift rapidly. Rapidly. And there's nothing anybody can do about this. This is one of those effects that we're going through in these times, through an adjustment, you could say, of our entire solar system. It's going to be a bit chaotic for a bit. And this is something we're going to have to get used to. Again, this is by no means theoretical. This is not a topic that's going to go away. This is unexpected. This is not something everybody was looking forward to. This is nothing anybody predicted. And that's why it's just one of those things. It was, I guess you could say people thought about it, right? But the speed at which this is happening is going to cause some pretty big problems. Now, you can alert everybody about this. I don't know if they will or not. I would say as they get closer to a time, they're going to have to come up with something to get people to shift from where they are. They're going to have some sort of an excuse to get you to move from where you are north. That's the only way to get people, away from that water band. Unless people start to go far south right now. But they're going to have to come up with something because they don't want the entire human populace to go. Right? There will be displacement. It's not like the movies. It's nothing like the movies. None of this is like any movie. It's not like a movie. So, but you will have to get large portions of the populace to move, right? So that means, hear me on this, something will have to happen where all those states, Texas, all those states below a specific line are going to have to adjust. I do not know what they're going to tell them. I can suspect what they may tell them. But you're looking at some very real circumstances coming up. And hopefully you guys, listen, nobody should be don't become frightened about this. It is unexpected, yes, because it's not discussed directly. But we'll certainly feel the outcome of this shortly. We have no choice, which means Canada is going to get some company. So I'm hoping we do not go to war. Right? I'm hoping we don't go to war. Again, let me explain this to you guys. The equator is going to move 1,290 miles. That's the estimate. It's going to move north. So that puts it right across Kentucky and Tennessee. The equator. Okay? That's where it puts it. That means all the weather in the USA is going to be altered. All of it. All of it. We're just going to live and see how this thing turns out. I suspect that it's going to cause many to do a double take about the times we live in. It's going to cost a lot of money. It will be a national crisis, I guess you could say. Right? And it's just something we're going to have to deal with. Just going to have to deal with that. Get used to it. And that's only one of a few issues. But listen, we live in a time right now where we need lots of data. Lots of data. So, I hope you guys don't mind official sources working in tandem to show you this data. Because it's not all, this data is coming from all over the place, right? It is surprising. It's unexpected, very unexpected thing, but and people are scrambling right now. They need to figure this out. Right now, they're scrambling to figure this out. And they have dumped, I was shocked at how much money they sunk into this, how many people they're bringing on board to see what can be done, if anything can be done, as far as people are concerned. So relocation, some sort of relocation event is going to have to take place. That means something along these southern states, Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, all those places. Something will have to happen.